Assalamu alaikum, viewers. In the beginning of this episode, we will see that Urhan and his soldiers are constantly searching for the Kulufira and are following the footsteps of his soldiers. When Urhan sees the footsteps of Kulufira at one place, he tells the soldiers that they are on foot. They can't go far, spread everywhere, keep your eyes open, let's go. So the soldiers say that as ordered by the princes and all spread in the jungle. So Urhan says that you are somewhere here, governor's daughter, very close to me. Holifera and Andra are running from the forest. After running for a long time, Holifera gets tired and says, I know you will be very angry, but I am doing this for your own good. Andra says, we have to travel a long way to get to Etranos. I think we should spend the night here. Should I look for a place? Holifera says, whatever happens, we will not stop. Andra says, we have been looking for a long time. Holofera and Andra as they hide behind the tree and take out his sword. Then Urhan comes there, and Urhan knows that Holufira is here, and then he comes to Holufira, so Holufira starts to attack him with his sword. So Urhan defends himself and asks, will you kill me? Gov's daughter, move forward, so Holufira says, how did you find me? So Urhan says, I am lost, Holufira, I am lost if something had happened to you then. Mongols and thieves surrounded us from all sides, how would you have survived? So Holifera says, you have not left any other way for me. So Urhan says, so I have not left. And then says, so have you searched this place? And looks at Holifera's clothes and says, Bajian Holifera. So Holifera says, you have come in vain. I will not go back. I am going to Etranos, and starts leaving from there. So Urhan says, O Lord, give me patience, and comes behind Holifera, and stops him and says, no, you will go back. Your eyes are not, but your heart is with me. From now on your house is a castle. I will never leave you. And then he says to the soldiers, soldiers, let's go to the castle. So the soldier says, as ordered by the prince, and Urhan starts to take Holofira. So Holofira says, Urhan, I am telling you it will be very bad. Why don't you understand my aunt will start the war? So Urhan says, your aunt is about to start the war. Okay. Let her fight. This is the thing I know. But Holofira, our love will be overcome in this war, and take it to the castle. And then here in the city of Yeni, the doors of the city of Yeni are closed for all traders. Seeing the doors closed, all the traders start getting out of the house and say, why are you closing the doors? Do you want to imprison us? We are prisoners. Are you going to force us here? And all the traders protest and say, what you are doing is wrong. And then Bala makes them quiet with her hand and says, we are not forcing anyone. Listen to us. The doors are about to open. And then Malhun says, hey, brave men and brave sisters, now is the time to unite. Your life and wealth is in our hands in the city of Jin. A man says, who attacked the Saghoth today? Will he not attack the city of Jin tomorrow? Mr. Yaqub is right, we will go there. All people also say, we have to go, we will go. So Bala says, do you really want to go for your own good or just for tax? Will be the one who has the most coins. And then Malhun says, if you are moving away from your way to sleep, how will you see the faces of your children? While a trader is watching all this from his shop, and that trader has not packed his stuff. And then Malhun tells that trader, Salim Aga, why didn't you pack your stuff? Didn't you hear that Mr. Yaqub is not taking tax? Hearing this, Salim Aga moves ahead and comes to Malhun and says, Malhun lady, and greets, says, my life is the will of the Lord. I had promised him that I will not leave his way. We will not leave our way, God willing. After listening, Malhun says, be safe. Salim Aga, be safe, be prosperous. And then Malhun asks the rest, so now what do you think of those whose bags are full of gold? Are you not a request from the late Usman and Artugul Ghazi? The late loyalists? How will you look at them? So Mala says, whatever we had to say, we said. Our friendship is still there. The second side of the gate is open. Those who want to go can go. And then she says to the soldiers, open the gates. And then Malhun and Bala go inside the mansion. And all the people start to give advice to each other. And then at night in the market, Yaqub and his family are sitting at the dining table and eating food. Yaqub says to Sadat, Did the lady know about the news from the aunt of Holofira? Sadat says, no, Holofira did not come to the market today. We have to take care of her. We should not leave her alone. So Yaqub says, you are right. The girl is a joke. And then he says to Mehmet, Mehmet, go and see tomorrow why Holofira did not come. So Mehmet says, you do not worry. I will take care of it. Sadat says, after the marriage of Kulfira and Mehmet, it's Gonca's turn. After listening to this, Gonca looks at her mother and says, it's a lot of time now, Mum. After listening to this, Yaqub says, is the woman fine? Or does Gonca like someone? So Sadat says there is someone who is not able to take his eyes off Gonca. After listening to this, Mehmet gets very angry and asks, who is that, Mum? So Sadat, when she looks at Gonca's face, Gonca points at her mother's Nan. Then Sadat tells her that Mr. Alauddin, hearing this, Mehmet gets very angry. And Mr. Yaqub asks, does Mr. Osman's nephew, Alauddin, point at Sadat's Nan? Hearing this, Mr. Yaqub looks at Gonca's face. Then Gonca turns away her eyes and gets very upset. Hearing all this, Mehmet gets angry and says, what are you saying, mother? And then Gonca says to Gonca, is this true? Answer me. Then Gonca says, brother, take it easy. And then Sadat says, don't talk to your sister about this, Mehmet. Gonca doesn't know anything. Alauddin's heart is trapped in Gonca's love. He will send news today or tomorrow. Hearing this, Mehmet says angrily, this is not possible, mother. I will not give my sister to the Ottoman family. Seeing this, Mr. Yaqub says, Mehmet. Then Mehmet says, father, you are not listening. What is mother saying? That is what the Ottomans are saying. What will the Ottomans do? Will you give my sister to Alauddin? Then Mr. Yaqub says, I do not answer this question. And then he says, let Osman come and ask his question. He will get the answer. Now leave this thing and say, there should not be any shop in the market of Yeni City tomorrow. You people will drag all the traders and bring them to the border market. So Sadat says, we will solve it. We will definitely solve it. And then, while looking at the side of Yaqub Sahab Gonca, he says that this is our responsibility, Gonca, you will do it. So Gonca says, the order is yours, Baba, whatever your order is. Enters the temple and tells him that his Sultan Kurulus Khan has come. After listening to this, Mr. Yaqub gets a little upset and says, what? Kurulus Khan? And then the second side shows the declaration of Usman Sahab, where Shambal, Aykut and other soldiers are training the new soldiers and teaching them swordsmanship. Buran says to Usman Sahab that Huzur, Uraz and his soldiers have settled in Tashli. They are ready for any attack. And then Konur Sahab says that Salvor and his soldiers are also waiting in the Karachi jungle. They are waiting for the attack of Yeni City in Belgium. Usman Sahab says that either we will stop them or they will not stop until now, until they take the princess. Send the prepared soldiers to Demir Khan in these villages. So Konur says, as you command, sir. And then Osman opens the map, and through the map he tells that first of all he attacked Sagot, and after that he attacked the Kar-Kachik tribe, and after that we heard that he went to Kar-Kachik. Now it is clear that he will go to Domanch from here. He will kill the old men and children in Domanch. And when he hears this, he says, tell the search officer, 50 soldiers are ready, Kunur says. Tell them that we will go to Inhasar, before Tulu-i Aftab Talha says, as you wish, and leaves from there. And then Buran says to Usman, I will prepare the spies and reach Dumanj at night. Insha'Allah, Usman says, no, we will go at Tulu-i Aftab time. I will tell you when and how we will attack. Buran says, okay, sir. And then Usman looks around and says to Buran, Buran, you are not going to war with us. You will take the princess. The princess is very important for us. So Buran says, as you wish, and Buran leaves from there. While the so on the other side also a sound of an animal comes out, which is the man of that person. And sitting from a distance, he answers his signal. And then Talha writes the same message on an arrow that Usman knows that Kurulus Khan will attack Dumanj, tying it with an arrow and throwing that arrow to the side of his other man through his bow. So the place where the arrow falls, the Mongol soldier picks up the arrow from there. And let's end this episode here. See you soon with the next episode. like the video, and those friends who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get the latest episodes. Remember in your prayers. Allah Hafiz.